I'm
not
glad.
be overwhelmed and to take my time. So thank you so much for that.
Mm.
That's what I've been
All
able
right,
to
that's
do.
my pleasure. Moving forward, what are your plans moving forward? Now, moving forward, what are your coming plans to boost your
Moving
career
forward,
and
my
stuff?
coming plans. Okay, moving forward, my coming plans are one to make sure I position myself in a way that I can attract international remote jobs like international companies because Nigerian work
Okay.
now is no more giving anything. So I think my target now is to make sure to get a remote job internationally. At least it could help from there. Then if I should
Yeah.
still see means of working abroad, fine.
Mm.
But for now, let me
Great. That's
start
good.
with this. This is my plan moving forward. Sure. Thank you so much for
All
that
right.
question.
Great. That's great stuff. Okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. Let's get started already. So today I'm talking about something very interesting, and that is start where you are. So everything you're being taught here, everything you're learning here, the purpose of everything you're learning here is to make you better with your career, is to give you hints for a booster in your career. And it will be very unfair for yourself to join something like this, as powerful as this, and then you don't practicalize it. All right. The beauty of everything that we are doing here is when you practicalize it and you get results. So every time I train, I give you hacks, tips, and tricks. It is expedient of you to just effect each and every one of them. Here is where your result lies in. Right. So um, I just thought to draw our consciousness to that. So I'll be starting straight up. Now, today we're talking about a very interesting topic, which is start where you are, building a career with what you have. But people make this mistake of, oh, I need to, like I said last week, this is more like me trying to butcher what I said last week. People have this mistake of, oh, I've not learned enough. Oh, I've not bit enough. I'm not, no, I just started learning with this. Why go the, why go the big career? Make I learn finish. Make I learn first. This idea of make I learn first and I go start to build myself or I go start to apply for jobs. No, that's wrong. The concept to career growth has changed, is evolving. Gone are the days when you have to first, there's how the school, the Nigeria school system has groomed us, and it has groomed us in such a way that you have to finish with your degree first before you start applying for jobs. You have to finish for 4 years or 5 years or whatever the years you're studying in your school. You have to finish first before you can start applying for jobs. That is how the Nigerian educational system is. All right. So that thing has made many people to live in that reality where you have to, you have to wait till you're done with university, or you have to wait till you're done with a course before you can now start learning and stuff. Or sorry, before you can now start applying for jobs in the real world. That's a wrong ideology. And that's why for me, I even love polytechnics. I prefer polytechnics to university because polytechnics, if you're done with your, I think your OND or yes, your OND, you can actually start applying for jobs. It's more practical than universities. Now, I don't mean to demean the educational system. I'm just giving such an example, an instance. And I'm trying to relate it to what we're talking about today, which is you can start with what you have and build a career from there. You don't have to know everything first. By the way, you cannot know everything. At this point I am in now, I have over a decade experience in the tech space. That's 10 years and counting in the tech space. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I have 10 years experience in tech space. And I have 5 to 6 years experience in the entrepreneurship space. I have certifications and I'm still learning. I'm not done. I'm still learning. I am still learning. You would never learn completely. You would never learn enough. So start with what you have and build from there. Start with what you have and build from there. I said here, let's get real. Not everyone starts with connections. Not everyone starts with a connection, a top tier degree, or 5 internships. All right. There's this cliche that goes around, oh, I need connection, I need connect to get a job. That's not true. You don't need connection. oh, you don't need connection to get a job. That's the lie that the society or the culture has made you think that, oh, you need connection to get a job. That's not true. You don't need connection to get a job. You need to build yourself with what you have. Connection would meet a level of capacity for it for connection to honor it. I'll go again. Connection will meet a certain level of capacity for connection to honor the invitation. You cannot meet you cannot meet Sheyi Tinubu and tell Sheyi Tinubu that you want to strike a deal with him. That's Tinubu's son. You want to strike a deal with him for 500 million naira when you don't have a running business, or when you don't have an acumen, or you don't have a track record or antecedent where you've been able to manage at least 100 million or 100 million. So you look at it like a joke. Now that's connection, right? But then connection, you are meeting connection when you not beat yourself enough. Connection is good. All right. I believe so much in destiny helpers. Right. But then I also believe that before you meet a destiny helper, you should have built yourself to a considerable degree before the person helps you. Now, not everyone starts with a connection, a top tier degree, or 5 internships. But here's the truth. They don't tell you. None of that is required to build a powerful career. None of that is needed to build a powerful career. The best time to start yesterday, the best time right now with whatever you've got. The best time to start is right now. Start with whatever you've got. Whatever thing. And that's why I always clamor on you guys. If you're learning, if in your learning phase, all right, make it public, make it loud, let people know what you're doing. That's also a good way to start. Let people know what you're doing. Join communities. We talked about this last 2 weeks. Join communities that will sharpen you up and stuff. These are growth steps. Now, the very beautiful thing about growth in the tech space is when you grow, it's as though you're not moving. When you grow, it's as though you're not moving. But in a short time, all right, in a short time, you will discover how much growth you have actually amassed. The thing is, when you grow, it looks like you're not moving or you're wasting your time. But in a short time, when you see how much you have done in your growth process, you'll be marveled at how much, and people will think you just arrived. So, guys, start with what you have. Start with what you have and with whatever you've got. All right, so moving on. The career myth you have to be the career myth, you have to be ready first. This is the first career myth. You have to be ready first. I believe everybody who joined this call, everybody who is on a WhatsApp group, actually indicated, or is an indication of readiness. Everybody who joined the WhatsApp group, you're not coerced into it. You were intentional. You thought it's going to be a good place to grow, and you joined. So that's first off, is a sign of readiness. Then this 3 outlines I'm going to talk about here is very important. These 3 outlines is very, very, very important. First is career finding, right? So you don't find your career, you build it through continuous small actions and decisions. While I was making this slide, I wanted to write something long on this. I said, no, since it's a slide, let me make it brief, but I will talk more on it. Now, during career finding, all right, you don't find, so you hear people say, oh, I'm finding my career, I'm still finding my career. I'm like, you don't find your career. You build your career through continuous small actions and decisions. All right, you don't find your career. You build it through continuous small actions. Continuous small actions could be taking up that course. Continuous small actions could be killing procrastination. Continuous small actions could be time planning. Continuous small actions could be discipline. Continuous small actions could be finding a community that will help you grow. Continuous small actions could also be going to conferences and programs that you feel can expose you. Exposure. These are continuous small actions. I make it a habit to always go for entrepreneurship programs every year. I do that every year. Last year I was in 2. This year I'm going to attend 2 or 3 more. Aside networking, the exposure that brings, you get to hear people from various entrepreneurship experience. I'm talking for myself. Talk about what they've been able to deal with, how they dealt with it, give you hacks and stuff. Going for programs and conferences is not time wasted. You're not wasting your time unless you want to just go for the fun of it, or you're looking for fine boy or fine girl. Then you're wasting your time. But if you're going for a program because you want to become better or you want to be good at what you're doing, then why not? Why not? So you need to know that continuous small actions like this is actually what helps you to build your career. See, if you are looking at finding your career, you will never find it. If you're looking at finding career, you will never find it. That's a very wrong cliche that is being sold out in our society. You don't find a career, you build it. If you're looking at finding a career, because why? Your career is born out of your innate ability that God kept in your inside. How do you find what is already inside? Does it make any sense? It's not possible. I'm holding my phone and I'm looking for my phone. Does it make sense? If I'm holding my phone and I'm looking for my phone, it just shows that something is wrong with me. You don't find what is in it, but you build from what is in it. And that's why I always ask, I did a little bit of interview the day I was trying to prescribe career for you guys. And so I always ask you, what do you love doing? What do you find yourself doing? These are innate abilities that what we call career actually are innate abilities that have societal impact on people. That's career. That's career. Career is God-given talent that we have inside that has societal impacts on people and on businesses. That's career. If somebody ever asks to define career, and that's the reason why most people burn out from their careers after being in the career for like 2-3 years. They get tired and they drop the career. They are angry at the career. They leave it and they start up something else. It is because they went to find career they didn't build. See, we can never get tired of what is in it because that's you. I can never get tired of solving problems because that is in it. I can never get tired of being an entrepreneur, even when the chips are down, because that is in it. That's what career is. It is inside, it's your inside. So you build your career through continuous small actions and decisions. All right, you don't find it. Secondly, is the waiting trap. Are you seeing? They'll tell you, you hear things like wait until you have more experience or you know everything. It keeps you stuck in the preparation mode forever. You will stay in the preparation mode forever. You stay there forever. My first job, my first 1 million naira job as a web developer. It was a gig actually, not like a job applied in the company. The gig came from. So I was just, somebody chatted me up and told me, oh, he needs a site, blah blah blah. His brother is trying to build something. His brother is trying to build a business, and he needs I think it's a legal firm website. That he needs a legal firm website. I think his brother is a lawyer or something, but then his brother wants to brand his website and stuff. So I didn't know how to fully build the website as I did. I didn't fully know how to build. I was still learning. I was still learning. All right, I was not really strong yet. That was when Udemy was still giving free courses. That time Udemy had not started paying. Hope you know that Udemy started off as a free course platform before they started becoming a paid platform. Yes, so that was when Udemy was giving their free course and stuff. So I was just learning. Then I stumbled on the project. Guys, will you believe that I built that website? I didn't give it to somebody else. I built that website. Even if I delayed, I took time. I built that website myself. And for everything I needed to achieve on that website that I did not know, it pushed me to making a research, to finding out. And my curiosity was my biggest let me say my biggest trick to learning to being good in what I'm doing today. So I wanted to know how will this picture stay responsive on this screen, on 5 different screens. Oh, how do people do this thing? I was still learning. I learned on the job. Guys, I finished that job and I was paid the money. I think I worked on 3-4 different jobs while I was still learning before I now went into applying for a company and stuff. I'm working for a company and stuff. By the time I applied into this company, all the jobs I did while I was on my learning phase, I added it to my CV as my achievement. And that was a strong booster for me to my recruiter. So you need to understand that you cannot keep waiting. The waiting trap that you are fed with, oh, I need to wait till I know everything, or I need to wait till I have my experience, that is a trap. You will be stuck in your preparation mode forever. You will be stuck there forever. Lastly, reality check. 74% of professionals said that they felt underqualified when they started their. Yes, I just said my story now. 75% of professionals say that they felt underqualified when they started their current job. The pros aren't waiting until they are ready. When I first applied for the company I first worked in ever in my life was Java Tech Africa in Umuahia, the city of Abia State. When I first started working there, I felt very, very underqualified because the kind of guys I was working with there were they were hotcakes. The kind of guys I was working with there were hot. When I mean hotcakes. Like these guys knew their onions. I felt even after I'd worked on series of jobs and stuff, I felt like okay, this is looking new to me. I felt like, what am I even doing here? Because I felt like, oh, having worked on other jobs and having dealt with all these stumbling blocks, I should be already sharp now. By now, my hands are done strong, and stuff. So working in a new space where I met more skillful people. All right, I felt underqualified, but then it was an avenue for me to learn. You will never learn completely. Oh, you would never. You will never be complete in the learning process. You will never be complete in the learning process. So just get started with what you have. So before I move forward, does anybody have any question you need me to answer? I feel like somebody has a question here that I need to answer. Right? There's maybe some kind of misconception you need me to clear on. Anybody? All right. Yes, go on, Joyce.
So I wanted to ask you, like when you were working in the midst of those pros that you felt underqualified, did they make you to feel like did they rub it on your face that oh you are underqualified? Because that's another thing that do
Well,
with somebody's confidence and all that. Because the people around you, they could be pressing
yeah,
you and like rubbing it on your face and making you feel like okay, even the passion that is burning inside of you to even learn from them, you will just lose it if you are not
just
careful.
die. Mm. So here's the thing, right? You don't know it. All right, you don't know it already. So what do you have to lose? You already don't know it. So what do you have to lose? Say whatever thing you want to say about me, as long as it does not affect me from losing my job. Even if it makes me to lose the job, as long as whatever thing you say does not drive me away from the environment where I will need to still sharpen my skills to be better, it doesn't change me. So first of all, you need to condition your mindset to be hungry to learn, regardless of what people will say. What do you have to lose? What pride do you have to preserve? You already don't know it. You already don't know it. So what pride do you have to preserve again? There's no pride anymore for you. You don't know it. So why not stick to whatever thing they say, as long as it doesn't drive you away from learning. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything for you to lose. Yes, I don't think there's anything for you to lose. For as long as let them say whatever thing they want to say. Yes, I understand that there's some professionals or some seniors in the office that want to rub it in your face that this one I know this one knows Sabi and this one Jew, this one all those things. Let them talk. After they finish saying all they are saying, maybe they'll still teach you and let them finish talking. One that they're done talking, they'll teach you and you get what you want to learn and you go. Let me tell you something. Hope you know that in the career space there is actually something called overtaking being allowed. It's very possible to overtake your superior. Very possible, guys. Very possible. It's very possible to overtake your superiors. You understand? It's very possible. There is a possibility of overtaking your superiors. While I was still learning, my early days in Java Tech, um, while I was still learning, I had this guy who was, the guy was very good, man. Very good. His name is Chris. Oh, Jesus. Chris was a badass developer. He was a badass developer. As at the time, I thought I was bad. When I joined, I saw him and I'm like, I probably don't even know much. So Chris has a way of always this thing you're saying now actually happened to me. He had a way of, stylishly, but he does with comedy, sure. He stylishly has a way of demeaning me, right? As far I'm just learning tech and stuff and stuff and stuff. I kept learning. It didn't move me. Now, long story. It does not mean I'm better right now. It does not mean I'm better than Chris. I will not tell you I'm better than Chris in programming, but I will tell you that in the tech space, career-wise in tech space, overall, I am more successful than Chris. He might be better than me in programming, right? Currently, but then in the career space, I can say that I am more successful than Chris. I hope he doesn't see this video. Or doesn't see this. It doesn't stumble on this YouTube, on this recording. But I can say, I could remember sometime there was a project we're going to work on, a blockchain project we're going to work on and stuff. I remember sometime he applied for the project and I paid him. In my mind. I'm like, see the person that talked down on me a few years ago and stuff. Not the person where I did pay right now. Right? So I will not, like I said before, I will not tell you that, I'm not better than Chris in programming. No. But I can tell you right now for the fact that in the tech space, I am more successful than Chris is. So let them talk. People have mouths. And the reason why they have mouths is for them to talk. You have a mission. You are on a mission. Learn what you need to learn and leave that place. So just I don't know if I answered the question.
You've answered my question. You've answered my question.
All right. Yinka, do you have a question? Yinka, you raised your hand. You actually raised your hand. Okay, Yinka, I don't know, you're muted. Do I move to the next person? Yinka, you're muted. All right, Erisi, go over to you, please.
Okay, thank you so much for the information so far. My question is simple. You said something about while you were learning, you had people that were asking you, my friend wants to do this, my brother wants to do this, and then you did it. What if someone is not privileged to have that kind of contact? So how does a person leverage on that to get work before to add to his CV? I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. So I missed my story of somebody asking for my service about his friend. There's also the shadow of that story, and the shadow of that story was the shadow of that story is this question I want to ask: how did that person possibly even know that I was able to build a website? In this question that the answer comes in. Before the person asked and told me his brother or his friend has a site, wants to build a site and stuff. The other side of the story is how did that person even know in the first place that I can build a website? It is because I was able to publicize myself. I was able to sell myself early. Again, you don't get contact. You build contact to the degree at which you have sold yourself. All right? You must be able to sell yourself to get the contacts that will buy what you're selling. Erisi, did I answer the question?
Yes, I answered, but it also gave me another question.
Okay, go on, feel free.
The question is now, how do you market yourself now to the degree that you can be able to sell?
Okay, you market yourself, like I said before, online branding. All right, you need to have a portfolio website. You need to be active on social media. Okay, let me give an instance. Beginning of this year, January, it's just like this year, for the first half of this year, I've made up my mind that I don't want to be in any speaking engagement this year. Last year, I was in a couple of speaking engagements last year. This year, I just made up myself that I want to get into more personal development, and I won't be in speaking engagement for the first half of this year. But beginning of this year, I had a lot of people in my DMs. Some from some churches, some from some firms, some tech firms. They wanted me to do virtual and physical meetings. I got invitations, which I turned down. Now the question is, how was I able to get this invitation? Is by social media awareness. I don't know if any one of you follow me on social media, you always see me. I always post my quotes, my write-ups. I don't know if it's I post on my status also. You see me post some comments about entrepreneurs, businesses, brands, money, finances, and stuff. When I post that, I populate on all my social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and stuff. All right. So that way, I am selling, and I make sure that my post is intelligent, is relatable, is intelligent, it is relatable, and it is compelling. I'm selling myself as a brand. And because I sold myself as a brand, people could reach out to patronize that brand. So how do you sell yourself, AWC? Pick up a social media account that you know that in that career, in that thing you want to go into, people are popular in that space. If it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, if it's LinkedIn, if it's TikTok, I don't know, you choose that. You pick up that space. Find out what you think you can do that can engage or bring people's attention to what you're doing. You have people some celebrities who do GRWM, get ready with me. All right, they do that always, and then people engage in all of those things. You see a celeb that does GRW, even if their GRWM is, I mean, very, very funny sometimes. But then people love that. When people see the GRWM video, they engage. Right? They engage in it. And from there, awareness, popularity comes up and stuff. And then people start to reach out to you on things. Most of you here are intelligent, but people don't know how to sell yourself. That's the problem with most young people I have. You are intelligent, you have the drive, you have the grit, but you don't know how to sell yourself. You are shy. You are shy, but you want the contact. It doesn't work. You can't have it both ways. You have got to learn how to be public. You've got to learn how to go public with your career. Your career is not what you should be private on. Live your personal life private. That's fine. But it's your career. Do not leave your career private. Be very public about it. People need to know. People need to encroach into your career life. Don't make it private. Give out secrets. Give out tips. Give out tips. Say what you were able to do at a particular point in your life that helped you break out. Blah blah blah. Somebody sees it. Somebody gets encouraged. Somebody gets inspired, and the person begins to follow you up and look up to you. The person that is looking up to you will have a friend of his that needs somebody who would need your service, and that person will tell you, "Oh, I know this person. Pia. You got in your first job." That's how this works. So you need to be public about your career. Be public about yourself. As you're learning, be public about yourself. You can do the 100 of being a virtual assistant. You can make a flyer and say, AWC's 100 days journey to being a virtual assistant. All right. You can say AWC's 100 days. AWC's 100 days to being a virtual assistant, and then you can be making posts and be putting hashtag the 99, the 98, 97. Populate your social media platforms, and as a populator, be showing what you built, be showing what you've been able to do, your engagement and stuff. By the time you know it, consciously or unconsciously, you start getting impressions from people. Contact will start flowing in. All right, volunteer. You in your day 100, you show where you volunteered, what you did in volunteer position. Go public on what you achieved. Go public. So I believe I answered the question, Harrison.
Yes, you've answered the question. And then another thing, that idea you give is a very nice idea for every other person who is here that wants to practice it. Which platform is the best platform for that? Is it TikTok or LinkedIn or Instagram?
Like I said before, you will be the judge of that. All right. You will find out the career path you want to. major in. Mostly, LinkedIn is actually the hub of professionals. So if you want to be a professional, tech or non-techie, LinkedIn is a generic hub for all professionals. So on default, LinkedIn cannot be up the option. LinkedIn,
Okay,
you
LinkedIn plus
can
any
choose
other one.
Instagram. Yes, because another one. You can choose Instagram or you can choose Facebook. Me, my core theory is LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. You don't see me on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. But see LinkedIn, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. You see me there on these three platforms. Right? You might choose to do LinkedIn, TikTok. If you want to go more on videos, maybe you want to be making more videos like Eric or Google does, you can choose TikTok. Fine. In fact, we get more impressions on TikTok. Right? So
Thank you, sir.
so that should be what you might need to consider. All right. So I think you have a question, Damilola.
Yes, sir. You've actually answered most of the questions I wanted to ask. But one other thing that I wanted to ask was that for somebody that is just transitioning from a completely different field into the world
Okay.
of, say, let's say, virtual assistant, for example, how do you create awareness in that regard? And then how do you think that getting job roles will work? Because for example, you've talked about posting, making posts, creating awareness. Yes, I get that. But when this job roles comes, they comes with, okay, we need so number of experience, so years of experience. And we all know that they are not referring to probably your previous work experience in another field. They are currently referring to the experience of about the job role they are putting out. So how do somebody work around that? So that's the only question I think I also have.
Sorry. Can you simplify your question again for me? Can you simplify it?
Okay, sorry. I mean,
Hmm.
for example, now you are transitioning from a,
Okay.
say you are, let's say, like for example, now I'll use myself as an example. I am an animal scientist. I work with animals right now.
Okay.
I work in a farm. So I want to
Okay.
transition to becoming a virtual assistant. Now,
Okay.
those two job roles don't actually match exactly. They don't match. I can get a little bit, just a little bit of, what a virtual assistant does, like, for example, data entry, reporting, and all like that. But it's not exactly what, or a complete body of what a virtual assistant does. Now,
Okay.
yes, you talked about putting out posts, you talked about creating awareness on the social media, but I'm saying that when these job roles come in, when you want to apply for jobs, you have them requesting for so number of years of experience, say like 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience in that particular field or in that particular role before. Now, how do you work around that as
Okay.
a novice? Yes.
Okay. That's a good question. That's a good question. Um, so most companies ask for experience in challenging. However, that is one of their requirements, not all the requirements. I get in the picture. Now, when a company or a recruiter drops a requirement for a job to you, and maybe they outline up to 10 to 15 requirements, um, to an extent, they don't really expect you to have all of the requirements. They want to have most of the requirements. The more requirements you have, the more booster it gives to you for you to be considered for that job. But they don't really expect you to have all of the requirements. All right. So if you're ruling out your experiences, also don't rule out other things that they expect they expect for you to be proficient on. Yes, the experience might evict you from qualification, but not completely, especially if you have other things in the requirements list. I don't know if I'm answering your question. So even if you don't have
Yes, you are.
years of
Yeah.
experience, still apply. For as long as you meet other requirements, excluding years of experiences, still apply. Some companies can be lenient enough to consider other things, especially if you are strong on other things, but you just lack experiences. They feel like they can actually work on. You can learn on the go. So that you don't have one of the requirements does not evict you. If you have one, if you have 9 out of 10, I mean, if you score 9 over 10 in your exam, didn't you pass? If you score 8 over 10, didn't you still pass? If you score 7 over 10, didn't you still pass? It's why now when you score you score 4 over 10 or 3 over 10, here they will call you a low over 30, right? But then if you score 6 over 10, 7 over 10, you tried. All right, it's still a pass. So as much as experiences are actually very much important, also don't just major on experiences alone. Don't just pick on experiences alone. I don't know if I'm communicating. Am I answering your question?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Good. All right. Let me move on to the next quickly so that we can go into the main thing. So moving on, I said here, oh, there was some kind of adjustment that needed to be made here. Apologies, my apologies. It was a mistake in my slide. So that was supposed to be 10 points, your superpower. Yes, that's your whatever there is actually meant to be your superpower. There's a hidden information beneath there. So it is your starting point, your superpower. So guys, your strength lies in your starting point. The strength of everything you're doing is in your starting point. That is your biggest weapon is starting. Your biggest weapon is in starting and being consistent even in the start phase. That's your biggest power. That is your biggest power. If you are curious about what to do, just start. Just start, do the first. Other things will fall into place. Just start. So the first thing here, the first point here is transferable skills. So nobody here is born disadvantaged. All right? God never makes a mistake. That is what most of us here are Christians. We know that God never makes a mistake. For everything God creates, there is always a deposit. When I hear people say, "Oh, I don't have anything. Where do I start from? Oh, I don't have capital," it's a lie. You just not looked inward yet. God never makes a mistake. I know you have tried many things and it did not work. You have probably not looked inward yet. The reason why you try many things that did not work is because you've not looked inward yet. God never makes a mistake. There is just something inside of you that you have not learned to harness yet. You are not disadvantaged. As easy as communication, problem solving, all right? This common thing. If you are a lady here and then you're in all your 4 or 5 friends, they know you as a peacemaker. That's a superpower. You just don't know yet. You see these things that we feel like we have and people compliment us on, and we just feel like, what those things are actually superpowers. Those things that people compliment us on that we tend to overlook, those things are actually superpowers. That if we learn to harness, we can make money out of it. If in your circle of friends, they know you as when there's an issue, they come and report to you. So what this person did to me, I did not like it, and then you just have the way around making peace. You just don't know how it is, but just the way around making peace. That's a superpower, and that if you harness it well, it's a career. You will be strong as a customer care. A customer who is fed up with the company and has decided that after he chats the customer care rep, all right, he or she is gonna close the account. He will never use the account again. And then just speaking with you, you had a way of convincing the customer, pacifying with the customer, and the customer finds itself using the product. That is a very strong skill. And you think the company will not look at you as a good staff? or the company will not consider promoting you or compensating you. Just that skill enough. Just that skill enough is a career. Communication. You know how to communicate. You know how to tell somebody that you're not feeling what the person did was wrong. And somebody who doesn't like apologizing now is apologizing to you. That is a superpower. All right, I said here, communication, problem solving, and adaptability are valuable in any field and can be your foundation. See these soft skills, they are very valuable in any field and they can be your foundation. Curiosity and learning. Right, I said here, your hunger to learn and grow is often more valuable than exciting knowledge in rapidly changing industries. Yes, than existing knowledge. I said your hunger to learn and grow is often more valuable. Is often more valuable than existing knowledge in rapidly changing industry. Are you somebody who loves to learn? All right. Are you somebody who is always curious? You're somebody who is always curious. I remember while I was still in secondary school, this movie came out, Spider-Man. When Spider-Man was still training at the time, you know, I watched a movie where Spider-Man, how he became a Spider-Man was bitten by a spider, and then he started doing some stuff. I was curious. All right, I was curious. I was like, so you mean the spider bites me like this? Oh, I don't know superhero like this. Then I remember I always looked out for spiders to bite me. I always looked out for spiders to bite me. Thank God they didn't bite me. Thank God they didn't bite me, because only God knows what will have been my fate. All right, but I really, that period, I yearned. I don't kill spiders rather. I don't. If a spider in my room, I sleep, thinking if I'm asleep, you just sting me and I wake up with power, some way somehow. All right, but thank God, maybe God saw my foolishness in the name of curiosity, and God was like, if I don't save this boy, you just kill himself. And he didn't bite. But then that was one of the things that was my drive. Those were my grit. They pushed me. I just wanted to learn new stuff. I just wanted to know. If I see somebody doing something on maybe somebody did something, I want to know how did this person do this thing. In fact, the fact that you might follow might be is a challenge to me. I just want to know. All right, projects and hobbies. I said yes, side hustles, personal projects, and even hobbies demonstrate initiatives and practical skills employers value. Do you know, guys? Do you know? Let me surprise you now. This number thing will blow your mind. Do you know that as little as being the firstborn of 6 children is a booster in your portfolio? If you tell your recruiter in an interview that you're the firstborn of 6, maybe you're the firstborn and you are the only girl of 6 boys, and you're the firstborn, and they ask questions like, if your brothers are fighting, how do you settle the fight? And you answer the question correctly. Do you know that in alone, can beat even your educational qualification? I'm telling you real facts. These are no exaggerations. This is real facts. As little as that is a boost in portfolio. You'll be like, firstborn, only girl, boys, and you're able to calm their heads down. That alone is a strong booster. I tell you facts, real facts. Real life, guys. That thing alone, as little as that should sound, that is a strong booster to your recruiters. All right? So you need to know that you're not empty. You're not born empty. You're not born empty. Lastly, yeah, I said free resources, countless learning platforms. Yes, like most of the links I drop on the group for to learn. Countless learning platforms, open source projects. Now, moving forward from now henceforth on that group, I'm going to be dropping hackathons that will help you to mix with people outside LaunchPadX. Maybe, for instance, now Microsoft is having a hackathon that they're organizing soon. As God will have it, AlphaTex is a partner to Microsoft, so they're going to be dropping us some links to the hackathon. I'll drop some of the links on the group. Hackathons, even if you don't win the hackathon prizes, joining a hackathon team there will help you to meet with people, to connect with people of like minds. You get to meet people. You get to know what's going on. All right. So I'm going to be dropping hackathons on that group, so you can get to collaborate with people outside, even outside Nigeria. Collaborate with them and then get to know stuff for yourself. Know what is happening in your world, in your career space. Know what is really going on there. All right. Free resources. I said here, countless learning platforms, open source projects, and communities are available to help you start today. Right? So your starting point, guys, is your superpower. Your starting point, I'll say again, is your superpower. I said here, build in the open, let people see you. Let people see you start, rather. That was a mistake. My slide really I had to have an adjustment to do. Apologies for that. Build in the open, let people see you start. See, this answered the question you asked me before. Build in the open. I want to challenge everybody here. Start this. Have a growth challenge. You can say 100 days, join me as I start Aris's 100 days growth challenge. Join me as I start Joyce 100 days growth challenge. Join me as I start Damola. Just start a growth challenge. And for that growth challenge, now, so see what growth challenge does for you. The fact that you start public and you're on a growth challenge, you are compelled to appease your viewers. Because, I mean, you don't want to be the guy that starts something and didn't finish it. You don't want to be the person that started a growth challenge and did not finish it. So you'll be compelled to always, so that thing will always drive you to the place of learning. It will always drive you to the place of continuous development. It will always drive you, always drive you, always drive you. I challenge you guys, start a growth challenge. Have somebody design flyer. If you have a design flyer, JP design flyer, you can use Canva. Use Canva design challenge. Populate your meeting account or your professional account where you want to reach out to people. Have the growth challenge. All right. Start from that place. Start doing something from that place. All right. In your growth challenge, share your learning. Like I said before, this answer the question you asked me that time. Share your learning. Post insights, questions, discoveries. All right. Reposts from some platforms that you are following. All right. Ask questions. When you ask questions, you're making your posts interactive. You're having people to you're making people to want to interact with what you're doing. All right, have interactions, create. All right, work on micro projects. Work on micro projects. All right, create micro projects. Work on micro projects that you feel like, oh, people can get to see and people like excited when they see it. Work on as little as intending for your father. You can say, oh, I was a virtual assistant for my father. If your father is a pastor, you can even, as little as even intending for your father as a pastor, your father is a pastor, as his virtual assistant. That's a plus to your portfolio. That alone is a plus to your portfolio. You can add it here. I was a virtual assistant to my father, and these were the few things I discovered from people who are in leadership positions as a virtual assistant. Leaders don't like this. Leaders don't like that. Leaders don't blah, blah, blah. Populate on your platform. People begin to see that, oh, this lady actually has a track record of her virtual assistant journey. You are creating impressions. You are creating impressions. Document your journey. Document your journey. Share tips and takeaways for your learning processes. Document your journey. Don't just learn. Document your learning processes. Document it. Document it. Document it. I believe I'm challenging somebody today. I believe somebody is going to, after this learning, somebody will wake up and take the bull by the horn and start up something. Next is the 3-bucket system for building from where you are. So I was able to do some level of summary, a bit of summary that will help you so that amidst all this big English I'm speaking, you can easily work on these 3 things. And right after this column, I'm going to share this slide for reference purposes. In case you want to reference on this, you know, maybe the video you learned, you want a personalized copy of this slide. I'm going to share it to you on this chart. So everybody who's on this call will get it on their emails. All right. So the 3 bucket systems, first is building for where you are. First is learn. So I broke this down into a tabular format. There's bucket, focus, and example. So I broke it down into bucket, focus, and example. First is learn, right? The focus for learning is improve a skill. Improve a skill. Take a 30-minute course on Coursera or any learning platform, their choice. All right. Take a 30 minutes course on it. All right. Then the second one is build. After you've learned, you build. Apply that thing you've learned, no matter how small. So when I say building, you don't have to wait for it to be a very big project. No. No matter how small that thing you've learned is, build on it. No matter how small it is, build on it. Example, create a project, a post, or a case study. Yes, create a project, create a post, create a case study about that thing that you're learning. All right, create a project, create a post, create a case study on it. Lastly, share, build visibility. Build visibility. That thing you learned on the learning phase, talk about it on LinkedIn. If your career path demands that you're in a Slack group, talk about it in the Slack group. All right, in the Slack group you are in, you never can say somebody in that Slack group. That thing actually happened to me. When I always work on project, maybe I build a website or build an app, I always post my building processes on the Slack group. Then somebody one day chatted me up and said, "Oh, that he's from he was from Croatia. I won't forget, from Croatia." He told me, "Oh, that he wants me to build a system for him, blah 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 blah." He and his team, but they don't really have funds and stuff and stuff like that. Guys, let me tell you, that project, the amount of money that guy paid me was about $3,000. Like, this is real life. I did not pitch my CV. I did not have any interview. He just saw that I was consistent posting, and he just thought I was very good at what I was doing. Finish. That alone made him feel like I knew what I was doing, and he easily trusted me with the project. $3,000, is not capping. That's the power of visibility. Why are you learning what you're learning if you cannot showcase it? What's the point? Why are you wasting your time learning in the hidden when you cannot showcase it? Are you learning for yourself? Is it you that will pay yourself, or a customer out there who is looking out for your skill that would pay you for that thing you're able to do? So you need to learn how to build visibility. I said here, forget 5-year plans. Focus on these 3 simple areas each week to make consistent progress. The key, you see again, the key is not perfection, but consistency. The key is not perfection. The key is not I'm perfect. I'm good. Now I'm bad. No, it's now I made a mistake, but now I've learned from my mistake. I'm still running. Now I'm facing setbacks, but I'm still running. That's consistency. Consistency means even when I don't feel like doing it, I'm still doing it. I'm still running with it. Small actions compound over time when done regularly. You see what I'm saying here? Small actions, all right, will always compound over time if you can only do it regularly. Over time, it will begin to make sense. Over time, it will begin to make sense. I said here, momentum compounds when you do small things consistently. Are you saying small actions compound over time when done regularly, but momentum compounds when you do small things? Emphasis on small things. When you do small things consistently, you compound momentum. I said here, this system. So right now, I'm giving you guys formulas. These are formulas and tricks. The wise ones here will apply it to get similar results. What I'm giving here is just formulas and tricks. If you're wise, you will apply it. I said this system helps you avoid overwhelm by breaking career development into manageable chunks. So for you, Joyce, that get overwhelmed over time, if you can break this into manageable chunks, over time, you will not even know that. So the big thing about breaking things into manageable chunks is you don't even know how far you have come. Is your result that will start speaking for itself. You'll be like, no, I don't reach you. Wow, I can remember when I was not able to do this or that or this or that or that. That is the power in small chunks. That is the power in what small chunks. You will never realize how powerful or how far you have gone because you are not focused on little things. Now, I love this point. It says borrow progress until you create your own. Simple. See, the secret to career growth is not in hard work, but in smart work. You need to know how to be smart and you need to know how to leverage. You need to know how to be smart and you've got to know how to leverage. You have got to know how to leverage. The people who are successful in the career space are not the people that work hard so well. They are the ones that know how to leverage. First, here in this pyramid, I said act like a pro, adopt professional standards and practices. All right. I've said this before. Join communities, like in LaunchPadX, you're in now. Join communities, participate in field-specific groups. Right? Volunteer your skills. I said this in last week. Volunteer your skills. Follow and learn. I said it in also last week too. Study and mimic people who have been successful in that your space. Then I said here, you don't need a fancy job title to start building a real experience. You don't need it. You don't need a fancy job title to start building a real experience. These approaches let you borrow professional context while developing your own track record. Now, here's the trick. Search open source plus now. So I was like I said before, I would drop my slide on the chat so that you can copy this code on Google. Right? Write open source plus you write your skill. All right. Then you write volunteer your skill on Google or on X, that's on Twitter. By the way, everybody here should be on Twitter. Twitter is like the junior brother of LinkedIn for professionals. If you're a professional here, you need to have a Twitter account. Twitter is like the junior brother of LinkedIn. Twitter is the junior brother of LinkedIn. So by now, everybody should have a Twitter account. All right. So this is how you can get opportunities early. All right. So these are stories of real people. I don't know if people know Alex Hormozy. Go and search him on LinkedIn or on Instagram. He's on Instagram mostly. Alex Hormozy, Alan Hamilton. You know, there are a lot of people. See, in this our age and our time, the most successful people are the people who are digital creators. People who know how to make noise. How many of you know of Pella? Pella. That guy that's an illiterate, cannot speak English. You hear Pella talk, you'll be like, who is this mistake that he's talking? But Pella is making a lot of money. Pella is more successful than even you that is a graduate degree holder. Yeah. He can pay you, Pella can pay you for the rest of your life. Because he knows how to be very public. He can be very audacious. He can be very audacious. That is his secret weapon. I challenge you guys today. All right. I challenge you guys today to don't just be building the secrets. As you build in the secrets, make it public. Go public. Let the world know what you're doing. Let people know what you're doing. Don't be building privately or secretly. Let people know what you're doing. Let people know what you're doing. Don't hide. No, don't hide. Let people know what you're doing. My final word here is this. Move. All right. That is take action before you feel ready. Take action before you feel ready. Be impulsive. Small actions count more than perfect planning. All right. Learn, build, share. Those are my 3 tricks. Learn, build, share. All right. Then lastly, you repeat it. These 3 things. These three things are they are the secrets to your breakthrough in your career growth. Move, take action before you feel ready. Then follow my three principles, which is LBS. Learn, build, share. My three bucket system. Learn, build, share. Then repeat these two actions again. In a short time, you'll be astonished by the results you will get. You'll be astonished by the results you will get. So, guys, the goal of everything we are doing here is for you to practice. All right. Practice does not make perfect. It is continuous practice that makes perfect. Practice will never make perfect. It is continuous practice that will make perfect. So I believe that with these few points of mine, I'll be able to convince you and not confuse you that you can start with whatever thing you have and build a career from it. All right. So I'm done. I don't know if anybody has any question. Let's just use the few time and ask. Anybody have any question? I believe I've cleared all your misconceptions. All right. After no question, this is where I'll have to end. Yes. For my two winners, Joyce and Daminiola, you will get your 1,000 naira recharge card sent to your number. So follow the instructions from Favor to get your reward. Then for the first 10 person also, you will also get your rewards. So thank you guys for joining. I'm sharing it now on the chat. The slides. Also, I will upload it on our YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please drop the YouTube link for them to subscribe. Please subscribe. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. There are a lot of beautiful things going on there. Please subscribe so you can get to see what we are doing there. All right. So I have come to the end of today's session. I'll see you guys next week Saturday. Same channel, same place. Do have a lovely weekend. Bye.